Right guys, so today's learning objective is to find the length of a line segment. It's grades 5 to 5 plus, and all you do for this is use Pythagoras Theorem, so this should be really straightforward for you guys. So it says calculate the distance between the coordinates 2, 4 and 6, 6. So step 1 is sketch the coordinates positioned in relation to each other. This will really help you visualize it and get it right. So here we go, we've got 2 points. Try to make a right angle triangle. It doesn't need to be to scale. Now Pythagoras Theorem, you need to find, so if this is a line, we can use Pythagoras Theorem to find it, right? So you can work out the side lengths based on the coordinates. So if you think about it, if that coordinate here is 6 on the y-axis and this is 4 on the y-axis, the difference between that is 2. So this height must be 2. And this is the x-coordinate, 6 take away 2 is 4, so the width of that is 4. So you know Pythagoras Theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Substitute, we're finding a longer side, so it's c squared. So let's sub in the values for a squared and b squared. It doesn't matter which way round you let a or b be, they're just the two shorter sides. Work that out. That's left side, so 4 squared is 16 plus 2 squared is 4 equals 20. And you square root both sides to get c equals 4.47. Now I'll do one more example for you. And there you go, here's the 2 points. Let's draw a little triangle. So, let's do the y lengths first. If it's easy for you, you can just call that y2, x2, because you should be used to this from using your other skills, and this will be come in handy for finding a gradient, and you've done this using midpoints. So, can you see that's the y coordinate, that's at 10, this is 4, so 10 minus 4 equals 6. This height must be 6. The width is going to be 8, so that's x2 minus the x1 coordinate, so that will give you the width. So 8 take away 3 is 5. We want to find this length because that's the length of the line joined up. It's a right angle triangle, so we can use Pythagoras Theorem. So you know it's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So you can have 5 squared plus 6 squared equals c squared. So we're going to get 25 add 36 equals c squared. That's 61 equals c squared. Now we're going to square root both sides, and the square root of 61 is 7.81. So 7.81, we just call that units because there's no measurements, equals c, and that's the 2 decimal places. Hopefully that's straightforward for you if you're very good at Pythagoras Theorem. Now remember, if you always have the hypotenuse along the side, you can just work backwards using c squared minus b squared equals a squared. So when you're trying to find a shorter side, this is for when you're trying to find a shorter side, you can just minus the squares, but obviously the c squared is minus b squared because you can't square root a negative number. Right, so I'm just going to do one more for you here. So you're trying to find the length of this line. This is nice and easy to build up your skills. You can see that's 2, you can see that's 2, that's the right angle. The hypotenuse is always opposite the right angle. So you've got 2 squared, add 2 squared, equals c squared. This is question C, no D. So that's 4 add 4 equals c squared. 8 equals c squared. We're going to square root both sides now. So c equals the square root of 8, which is 2.83. to 2 decimal places. Right, give the rest of those a go yourselves, and this is really going to build up your skill. Pause the video, give it a go. Right, so the answers to red are on this is here, so quickly take that down, but we're going to go back to orange, green and blue. So I'll just say try several questions from each colour if you can. It's always good to practice the negative numbers on blue. Pause the video and then I'm going to show you the answers. Well done if you really got those correct. If you rounded to 2 decimal places or 1 decimal place, it's fine as well because I didn't specify. Now that's perfect. Well done, guys. Right, guys, so these are 2 exam questions that you can give a go. Pause the video and then I'm going to go through this now. So this is a nice easy one, and I've chosen this because it will build up your understanding, because then now you can see this working. The scale is going up in 1, so we know that length is 3, and that's 3. Now can you see that y coordinate is 5 and this y coordinate is 2, so 5 take away 2 makes that 3. That x coordinate is 3 minus 0, that's going to be 3. That's why you can subtract the coordinates together. So we want to find this line. We can see that makes a nice right angle. Now short sides A and B, we're trying to find C. So you've got a squared plus b squared equals c squared. It says find the exact length. So we've got 3 squared plus 3 squared equals c squared. So this is going to be 9, add 9 equals c squared. So this is 18 equals c squared. We're going to square root both sides. So c equals square root of 18. That is the exact length. You should be able to accept that answer. That's in third form. Now if you remember thirds, root 18, if you want to be a bit more professional, root 18 is 2 times root 9 equals c. We know that actually equals 3, so we can write that as 3 root 2. That means 3 times root 2, and sorry, that's c equals c. And you would do that if they've asked you to write the exact length in its simplest form. Now here we go, we've got a nice sketch of this. So can you see this is 13 minus 2. So here, it's got to be careful here because it's negative numbers. You know from 13 to 0 that's 13. And to minus 2, well, you have to add another 2. So that length is 15. That's why you would do 13 minus minus 2 equals 15. And the width, you know, from Q to 0, from here to here, that length is 5. And you've got another 3 here. So that's 8. People make mistakes with the negative numbers, but just to be sure, when we do 5 minus 3, that changes to a plus, so that's 8. Perfect. We know that's a right angled triangle. We're trying to find C, the longest length. So it's going to be 8 squared plus 15 squared equals C squared. That's 64, add 225 equals C squared. So that's going to be 289 equals C squared. You've got to square root both sides. And I believe that is 17 equals C. And that will be the correct answer. That's probably going to be worth 3 marks. Probably a M1 here. That's your M2. And that's your answer mark. This kind of question, because you can work it out in your head, would probably appear in a non-calculator paper. So you should know your squared numbers up to 20 to be safe. In 90% of cases, up to 15 is good enough. And well done if you got that. And essentially you can see if you could do the early exercise, you could do these quite easy now. Just showing you the question appearing in different contexts. Right, now Pythagorean triples. You do just need to know what the word means. So what I mean is, for the first one, side A is 3, that's 4, side's 5. So this means it's a right angle triangle because 3 squared add 4 squared equals 5 squared. Right? Because that's A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So you could see, because that's 9 add 16 equals 25. You substitute numbers in and that works. So that is a right angle triangle, which is a question that could be asked, and that is a Pythagorean triple where, well, the sums of the two squares equal to the third number and they're all integers. So see if you can find those answers for me. And I'm just going to put the answers in. That will be 13. That's going to be 25. Now you need to see if you can work out the other triples for this. So that's a bit of a challenge. See if you can do it. Quite difficult because you need to get the whole numbers so they all equal perfectly. And this is an extension for you guys. Here's 16 and ooh, let's make it more difficult. And that's 84 to start. What could the two missing numbers be? All the missing numbers be? Pause the video, give it a go. And give you the answers now. If that is 16, that's going to be 63 and 65. And if that's going to be 13 and 85. You won't get a question like these really. It's more likely to be something like the first 5. And well done if you've done that, it's perfect.